Everyone, and welcome to the Stage 6 betting preview brought to you by Goodforthegame.co.za. Just a reminder of the World Sports Betting Special there. If your runner comes second and you back him on the stage, you can get your money back. I always say runner, I guess it's a betting term. I'm not actually referring to a runner. Of course, these are riders. It has been pointed out to me that I use the word runner a lot in my previews. Let's get straight into the wrap of yesterday's stage, though. And what an interesting is probably the wrong word, boring, quite frankly, but certainly a strange stage, one where we didn't get a break go away. We had, I believe, one attempt by Casper Asgreen from Quickstep early, which was closed down by fellow sprint team Thomas de Gent. And after that, they rode together until the foot of the sort of final drag up to the line, and there was a decent sprint finish, as you'd always get. But really, if it was the sort of race you were trying to convince someone that cycling was a great and exciting sport to watch, I hope you didn't get them to watch that stage. Anyway, we had a great sprint. Vote van Aert, a number of guys on Twitter at Groot Lemmo on him. I think his price might have been around the 12, 15 to 1 mark. Well done, guys. A lot of people were put off by the fact that they weren't certain whether he was going to sprint. He is, of course, there primarily as a domestique for the Jumbo-Visma team. But what a rider at the moment. I mean, he's winning one-day classics. He's pulling up mountains. He is winning sprint finishes. He just is, at the moment, the most complete rider in the world. So very well done to him. A great win. And he beat a very game Case Bowl, whose Sunweb team set him up nicely. He's certainly justifying the fact that he's in the Tour, or they would want a stage win. I say that because a lot of people disappointed Michael Matthews wasn't given the run on this particular Tour because they felt some of the stages were better for him. Sam Bennett, well, second favourite for the race. He was our win pick, although the main bet, fortunately, was for him to beat Caleb Ewan, which he did do. But a bit of a disappointing performance once again by Bennett. He did win the intermediate sprint, but just seems to be struggling to get in position. There must be quite a bit of pressure mounting on him now because he hasn't won a stage yet. And, at least he is in contention in the green jersey. But he just always seems to find one or two better than him. Peter Sagan, perfect positioning as always, just didn't have the kick to finish it off. Nice sprint there by Jasper Stuyven. And, just going down, Caleb Ewan, legs looked a little bit tired in this one, didn't really get into a good position. Also had a treble on the day, so two of the legs arrived, but the third leg, I needed Greg van Avermaet over Alaphilippe, and Alaphilippe was 16th and van Avermaet 20th. I did hear afterwards that Alaphilippe had got docked time, was hoping they might change the official positions, but that unfortunately was not the case. Let's have a quick look at the outright betting update. We've got Primoz Roglic here on WSB, even money. Egan Bernal, 3s. My man Pogacar, 8 to 1. Dumoulin, 11s. Pinot drifting, 14 to 1. Alaphilippe, 16 to 1. Not with your money. Nairo Quintana, 22 to 1. And you can get 25 to 1 and better the balance there. Let's go on to stage 6 then. Hopefully we'll have a much more exciting stage today. Certainly from the start. Could get quite interesting because we've got a fairly long, flattish section until we get to some pretty serious climbing towards the end of the race. These are tough roads, these, for racing as well. So the issue is, are we going to get a strong break go away or not? Now, Mitchelton Scott have the yellow jersey now with Adam Yates, and there's no doubt about it. They're going to want to control things. They're going to want to keep the yellow jersey. And I expect potentially a bit of a battle to get into the break here as Mitchelton Scott try and make sure that a soft break gets away. And by soft, I don't mean weak riders, but riders who are not in contention for the yellow jersey. And there are plenty of pretty decent climbers who are no longer contenders for this race or any danger of taking the yellow jersey. So that is what Mitchelton Scott will aim to do. If they succeed, I think there's every chance that the break will ride away because I'm not really sure who's going to chase it down. Mitchelton Scott will be content just to protect yellow. Jumbo-Visma could be quite happy to bring it to the final climb where they can decide if they're going to do anything then. And Ineos, well, they look quite stretched at the moment. I think they're also just waiting for the sort of second and third weeks of the Tour. UAE, well, they could chase because they have shown some intent, and Podgy's looking pretty good, and they might have the eye on the yellow jersey for him as well, although I'd like to think they're thinking longer term. Right, let's. So assuming a week break goes away, and once again by week I mean not close to the yellow jersey, I think it's got every chance of sticking today, and I think it could build up quite a big lead. So that's the way my betting strategy is going. I'm going for a few guys at fairly long prices. You'll see I'm not investing a lot in this stage at all. Let's have a look at the stage betting though. I'll stick with World Sports Betting here. Primoz Roglic 7 to 2. Alaphilippe 10s. The stage suits Alaphilippe nicely. There's no doubt about that. But the question is where his mind is after yesterday. He'll be disappointed to have lost yellow on a feeding discretion, but he may also bounce back quite strongly. Podgy's 10 to 1. Lutsenko being money for him. I know Chad on our WhatsApp group fancies him quite a bit. He's 14 to 1. Just a question for me as to whether they'll let him in the break. But even if not, I suppose if he's with the group of favourites at the end, he's got a strong kick and could perhaps pull clear there. So not a bad bet, Lutsenko. Leonard Kamner, Chris Sturdy's fancy, 22 to 1. I also like this one as well. Agita, he could win it in a sprint amongst the GC guys. DeMarkey, every chance he'll be in the break. I wanted him in there the other day and he wasn't. But I think he might struggle to make it to the finish with some of the guys in the break around him. And there's Nicholas Roche at 25. The other one I'll focus on there. So let's have a quick look at Sunbet as well. They've got points classification betting here. I wanted to show you that Sam Bennett is now the favourite for the green jersey. Peter Sagan, 11 to 10. Not good news for our man Matteo Trentin yesterday. Never scored any points at the sprints, and he's now out to 20 to 1 for the win. And more importantly for me, having backed him at 11 to 1 for the podium, he's even money there. But he's going to need some guys in front to slip up or leave the race probably in order to get that. Or alternatively, he needs to get into a break and win a stage at some point. So that's as far as that goes. Let's get across and just bring up the betting here. So bring up my stage bets. And here we have, I'm going very small, a total of 3/4 of a unit invested here. I may look at some match bets, but probably not. This looks like a stage to watch and enjoy. Have a couple of rand on a few guys who you think might get in the break. Kamner, 22 to 1 at Sunbet. Roach, 25 to 1 at Sunbet. And Herman's 40 to 1. And I'm taking that at Sunbet. Certainly Sunbet have got some great cycling odds. I also like the fact that and I might be able to bring it up here. If we look at the Tour de France stage betting, we've got the stage betting there. We've also got best finish in the intermediate sprint. Now, only these guys count, but you can see Sam Bennett there, 11 to 10, Sagan 2 to 1. There's no doubt they'll be sprinting hard for that one. Might be some value there. I'm hoping someone like a Trentin maybe gets in the break, although I don't know if the other green jersey guys will allow him to. There's obviously match bets. I've had a look at this. It's a tough day for match bets. Nothing that I fancy particularly strong. And then race specials. This is some interesting markets here. Margin between winner and second place, less than 5 seconds at 3 to 4, 15 to 20, and 5 seconds or more, that's at 19 to 20. I don't really have a firm view on that one at the moment. And I thought I was sharing my screen. Meanwhile, of course, I had my betting on. But anyway, I was running through the betting at Sunbet there. I also like Roach at 25 to 1, Herman's 40 to 1. Right, that's it for me, everyone. Look out tonight. We've got our rugby show, The Handicap, that's live at 9. Join me. We're going to be talking Australian Super Rugby and also plenty of European rugby this weekend. Some big games taking place. I'll have some top guests with me in the studio there. So join us at 9 and do subscribe to our show. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for Stage 7 of the Tour de France.